Yeah. If you're hearing those smooth sounds of that rhythmic tune, don't believe your ears, because it is not another episode of the Two Ninja Kickback. It is actually the episode of the Two Ninja Kickback that you should be tuning into.
I was about to say, you got me confused for a second, nigga.
When they're confused, like, whoa, what the fuck am I listening to? Like, I clicked the wrong shit.
What the fuck was we doing for a second?
I'm weeded. Go ahead and do all the good stuff you guys do in the comment section below. It's a hip hop edition. Tone, we just gonna jump right into it. Get all this hip hop news out the way. A lot of exciting stuff happening in hip hop, so we just wanted to touch on it, talk about it, inform the listeners, all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I think I was asking you to get the whole Big Sean album review somewhat out the way. You know, we two critical analysts on music, so we won't give our full depiction of how we felt on that project yet, because, you know, we haven't had enough time to live with it. Very introspective album, something you want to listen to in your headphones when you sitting down, maybe writing or doing something where you by yourself. Buddy do got some joints on that, I will say that. Tony,
Oh yeah, for sure.
You said you made it into about maybe five on the project.
Yeah, from literally song 1 to literally song 5, I made it to so far. Like,
Let me ask you this, because
granted, it's what?
let me ask you, because I mean, before I cut you off, the niggas like, oh, what the fuck? How you gonna try this? But I know sometimes when the album drops, it depends on what you're doing. So sometimes you don't always be able to digest it right then and there. Because I kind of did the same thing too. I haven't listened to the full project. I just was like looking at some of the titles that pop and just going like, oh, that sounds good. Let me check that out.
Yeah, for me, this is definitely a project I have to sit down in the motherfucking love seat with a blunt and with some sunglasses on at 9:30 at night, you feel me, and just actually just consume this shit for what it is. Cause like when you're running around and shit, this is definitely not the album for you.
Exactly.
You
Like,
feel me? You can't do shit.
it's not the one that you probably gonna bump in the car. Although he got a few joints on it that
Oh,
does
he
that
definitely
do,
got some
yeah, you
shit.
feel me?
The shit with Nipsey on it, that shit slapped in the car. I can hear that shit already through the headphones and tell that shit slaps in the car. But from what I heard of it so far, for real, like it's definitely a good album. It's nothing skip worthy so far out of the 5 songs that I heard. You feel me?
Right.
And it gave me a good like settled tone for what to expect for the album. So
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And he rapping on that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's all that I asked for. You feel me?
I
That's
was
all
like,
that I
man, he
asked for.
kind of going crazy. I was listening to the Friday Night Freestyle with Em and Royce and everybody on there, Cook, and like that shit was ridiculous. That's probably one of my favorite joints right now. But I'm not even gonna sit here and like front like I'm the biggest Big Sean fan. It was like,
Same.
I'll say this, like when the artists do creep off and you kind of like, oh man, what's he been up to? You do kind of like, and for somebody of Big Sean's talent, let's not disrespect Big Sean at all. Me not being a fan doesn't really mean anything, but he is one of those elite MCs that, and you do put him
He's
up there with
definitely in
the
the top
Drakes,
5
the
conversation
Wale's, and the
of his
Coles and
generation.
Kendricks. Yeah, absolutely, especially for his pen. Like you can't, and his hit making ability. Like you can't sleep on the fact that Big Sean, he can get one. If you need
He's
one, he can
definitely
get
a
out
triple
there.
threat in all tiers of rap for real. He's a freestyler, he's a penman, and he's just a full-on lyrical demon. He can do everything. He's a hook master. You
Yeah.
feel me? He can do damn it.
Introspective dance, whatever you need
Yes.
him to do. Definitely a Swiss Army knife in the game. And
Yes, for sure.
I think he announced on Twitter or IG something like that. I'm not too sure. I was doing light research on it, but I think he was coming out saying he's actually starting his own label too. Whoever trying to get in that creative circle with him, he said hit him up and stuff like that. And if it, like we just said, like a person that's multifaceted and a Swiss Army knife like that, that's somebody, if you musically inclined, that you would love to work with, because not only can you soak up some of his style or some of like just his mastery of different elements inside of what it goes into making a song, he might can take your pen to the next level or take your songwriting ability when you know what I mean, when you in that
We
dojo
seen
with
when
a
he did the
nigga.
good music when he was in that dope.
He kind of Push kind of gave him a lot of Chains gave him a lot of Carmen gave him a lot of credibility for like when you was looking at good music. Like, hold on, they got a little roster.
They got a
Holy,
fucking roster.
yeah,
Yeah,
like if you
there's
talking
a whole
about rappers,
lineup.
like they got some heat over there on the rapper side.
For sure.
So yeah, just wanted to start the top of the show off with just a quick Big Sean thing. So I'm sure you guys are looking for it. we probably are gonna have a full album breakthrough maybe next week sometime when another hip hop. I'm sorry, when a hip hop joint drop, we can get into it a little further when we had more time to digest and live with the album.
We definitely gonna give him the meanest fucking album introspective in cut that these niggas ever heard, bro, on some real shit.
And that will
Cause to
be
be
on YouTube. I'm sorry, like I said, we did say we were going to try to give you guys more content. So if you do want that deep dive into how we feel about the album, that's going to be exclusively on YouTube. So you do have to be subscribed to just know when that drops and stuff like that. Probably be like a
hit that
15, 16
notification
minute
bell,
breakdown.
niggas.
Absolutely. There you go. Hit that notification bell and like and all that good stuff if you are interested in hearing our opinion on how we felt fully about the Big Sean album and all that good stuff. What else we had in our hip hop rundown, Tone? You want to give
Shit.
Yeezy his flowers while we at it?
Oh shit,
Since we're
yeah.
speaking of good music and all that good stuff.
Yeah, since we're on a good music topic and all that shit, even though I am an avid, you feel me, fuck out of here, Kanye West, nigga. You feel me? For right now, I actually gotta get this man his flowers for real. He actually hit #1 on the Forbes list. Everybody, you feel me? Black man.
Clap it up, yeah,
You feel
absolutely.
me? Caking in at, I believe, 170 mils. I don't got my notes on me right now, but 170 mil during this whole pandemic. And be honest, that's fucking amazing that niggas is still racking in bread like that. You feel me?
Absolutely, and like not for nothing, that just shows the level of creativity and forward thinking and artistic just beast that Kanye has to be. Like just he came out, he had his designs on the Yeezy. Nobody was really fucking with it, but he said, "Nah, this is a wave." He changed how the sneakers are designed right now. Like when the Wave
Yeah.
Runners came out, I remember me being a sneakerhead and in the community, we was kind of like, "Jesus Christ, look at those big ass ibuprofens! Like these some big
Yeah.
ass shoes. Like these shit is huge." And then next thing you know, it just became a wave. And then you started to see it with the Euro fashion, the Balenciagas, Triple S's, all of that stuff. Niggas started making the bigger, bulkier shoes. And that's just like one of the things. Like now you see Kanye using like a lot of earth tones and all that other stuff. So designers are switching their palettes on the colors they use and stuff like that. It's just, it blows my mind for one person to be able to affect community and world just in a way like that. And especially coming from like our communities and stuff like that. Just shows the power and influence niggas be having.
Well, that's always hip hop. You feel me? Hip hop always, whether the outside masses want to accept it or not. You feel me? Hip hop is always like just
Influential.
yeah. We just always influence the culture, no matter what the fuck we dive into. You feel me? Like in a sense, like the fashion world hasn't been shit if it wasn't for like niggas like Kanye and ASAP and niggas like these. You feel me? Just dipping into that for real when you look at it. Like look at how like how you said the sneaker game, how Balenciagas completely switched their whole game up and copied that nigga formula. You feel me? When you look at the whole apparel of Yeezys and shit like that, like what's the new Yeezys? The shits that look like
The slides.
that's yeah, the little
Yeah,
shredded up
slides is
shits, the
going up.
shredded up Crocs and shit.
Oh,
These
oh,
bitches are
them.
going up.
They look comfortable though. They're a horrible looking shoe, but
Yeezys are fucking comfortable.
they
I
are.
will
They
give him
definitely
that. They
are.
are some comfortable ass shoes, Joe, and I think he built them bitches for
That's
comfortability
that
versus
boost.
looks. Yeah, but yeah,
But
yo, shouts out
yeah,
to
man,
that
definitely
man, Joe.
shouts out to that man because like it was crazy because a while back he reportedly was in debt 30 million, and to turn that around and, and be on the Forbes list maybe what 5 years later, something like that. I don't remember the exact time when he did end up filing for bankruptcy or saying he was broke and asking people for money, but it wasn't that long ago for him to just turn that around and talking about building a factory out in was it Wyoming,
Some shit. I don't
something
even
like that
fucking
or
know.
whatever, but and employing people and stuff like that. Like, oh man, like it's just great to see a person just own something like that and is creating generational wealth and doing something for his name and his legacy and his kids and their forever be good.
For sure.
So I ain't never mad at that outside of all the other stuff that Kanye has been known
All
for
the
in his
antics.
recent times, yeah, to sell albums and
I ain't gonna
merch and
lie,
all that stuff.
the antics still gets me though. Like
The
to be
antics
honest
is
with him on
crazy,
that.
yo. Like that's but
Yeah, it works. It works for
we
him
just
on a
in that
marketing scheme.
we in that era right now. The shock, the troll
Yeah.
value is marketable. The shock value of it and shit like that. Like look at 6ix9ine. Like I know we don't like to
Oh
talk about him
yeah.
too much on this show, but if you look at a nigga like 6ix9ine, like the going to the Nipsey memorial, the pulling up the niggas blocks and all that shit. That's all
Motherfucking
shock value.
pulling up the Lil Durk cousin memorial and shit like that. Like, yeah, it's all for shock and all.
To try to stay relevant and all this other stuff, but it don't seem like it's working. I think recently somebody said he was trying to pay niggas to beef with him or something like that.
Yeah,
And this is all alleged. Don't think this is any fact based thing. I'm just throwing out the antennas.
to be honest, man, it might be factual. For the simple fact, this is not the first time that like shit like this has ever came out.
This nigga has, I don't know how, he's a magician, yo. The way this nigga has worked his way into a position where he can't lose. Cause even like when some shit like that come out, it's still niggas talking about this nigga and giving this nigga the, you know what I mean, the attention that he needs to thrive on his career. His career isn't based off of,
It's the internet.
yeah, it's based off of
You can't
attention.
stop the internet. Yeah. You can't stop that shit. It's the only time you can stop that shit is when people actually outgrow that shit. And
And
the
I
thing of
think
it
we're
is,
starting to see it. Like niggas ain't really beefing with this nigga no more. Niggas ain't really mentioning this nigga. That shit kind of slowed down. Anytime you gotta, hey man, look, yo, I'm talking about y'all niggas. I'm gonna need y'all to say something back. Like anytime you trying to pay a nigga to do that, it gotta be slowing down or something like that. Like what is the value of giving somebody you dissing or going against money to dish you back for you to make the money back? Why would they help you?
just for the face. It's for the face of it. You feel me? I mean, when you look at it, like even when it comes to even his homeboy for real. I don't like mentioning the nigga name for real. But even when it comes to 6ix9ine homeboy and shit, you feel me? You see how shit slows down for these niggas unless they gotta pull out some damn drama and start screaming at niggas or start pulling niggas cards or somewhat. You feel me? It's all attention based.
And I'd hate to live in that vein. That's why, like, when you make like a gossip
Vanity's a
show,
bitch.
this a gem right here. When you making a gossip show, or when you making something that's based off the pulse of shock value or something like that, it's like a snowball, an avalanche effect. It's only gonna roll downhill and get bigger. Like if you go look at John Gabbana, aka Boot Gang, a brother who changed his life around. He talked about how going through that, trying to compete in celebrityism and chasing clout and all that other stuff, where it got him and stuff like that. It's a great YouTube. Subscribe if you guys haven't done that. That's John Gabbana, and that's Boat Gang. He's basically talking about how he's trying to reform his life and all that stuff. But when you get caught in that clout shit and you doing shit for shock value, he basically talked about on his channel. He was saying you get caught in that, and it's like you known for that shit. As soon as somebody see you, they pulling their phone out and like, oh, what he about to do? He about to do something. He about, yeah, look, he about to do something. And you like, dog, I'm trying to sit down and enjoy this meal with my family. Like, come on, man. Like, but niggas would be looking for that because they see you and you synonymous with it. So it's like, do you really want to, you know what I mean? Because it's always going to be, you got to outdo yourself. When he was just running out of stores, that was cool, but it wasn't enough. He had to elevate it. He started snatching people's shit. He had stole, all types of shit.
Yeah.
How far are you willing to go when you get into that lane?
See, but that's the thing. Reality actually smacked this nigga John Cabana for real. I don't think reality really smacked 6ix9ine yet. Couldn't have, yo. Like, cause in all, yo, like, throughout the whole shit that this nigga has been through, yo, the average motherfucker would have just been quiet, yo, and still would have been humble and happy. The simple fact that you can still make something inside this damn rap game, you feel me? But the simple fact this nigga is antagonizing shit, still poking fingers, still coming out saying shit. It's no difference between me or Tupac, you feel me? Certain shit like that.
Talking about X, talking about Nipsey Babe, but you can't stop once you start. That's what I'm saying. It's an avalanche. It's a snowball effect.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But at the same time, the attention that he's grabbing is also a cry for help that you can still see. You feel me?
Yeah, nah, you're not lying.
And I think that's all the attention really is. It's just a cry for help.
Man, fuck
He's
that.
still-
What else we got, yo? Let's get out this subject.
fuck
Fuck
that
this.
nigga.
Let's spray some Lysol on the subject, yo. Like, get that shit out of here, yo. Like,
Life into the subject. Fuck that nigga. The Queen Riri, you feel me? The Queen Riri, she's dropping a motherfucking documentary. You feel me?
oh
On-
yeah,
on
I remember you was telling me
Amazon.
about that. Yeah, let's,
Yes.
What's going on with that?
Since we ain't getting no album, I'm fully on board with a documentary. I don't give a fuck. As long as we get something from the Queen, you feel me? I'm all fucking aboard. You feel me? So, shouts out to her. I think it's a look into her life actually. like growing up and shit in Barbados.
Oh, okay. And you know
Hopefully,
Netflix probably gonna do it good.
I think Amazon got the contract.
Oh, his name Amazon
Jeff
doing it?
motherfucking Bezos.
I don't even got Amazon.
Damn.
I
I'll
don't
slide you the code when that shit come out, my G. I got you.
see. That's why I fucks with you.
Oh
And she was recently in like an accident too. So make
yeah,
sure y'all
yeah,
send
yeah.
y'all
Prayers
prayers
out for
out.
her for that for real. You feel me? Riding them e-scooters, my niggas. You feel me? Everybody be fucking cautious and wary of them bitches. You feel me? Technology, it's a Babylon thing. You feel me?
Yeah, you don't be knowing like motherfuckers be crashing and dinging them scooters up. Like you get
My
on one, the
nigga,
wheels crooked, you take
I
off.
seen a nigga almost run into the light rail driving them bitches.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know, like I don't know how we got there with somebody like, let's give everybody electric scooters. Like where did that come from?
My whole thing is, did motherfuckers really think niggas in the hood was gonna put them bitches back?
But I done seen niggas on the highway on the motherfuckers, yo. Like what are you
Yo,
doing, yo?
who is you telling,
Like what are
yo?
you
I
doing,
seen niggas
yo?
old ass grandmothers. Like I literally seen like a 70-year-old abuela on I-95 riding that bitch, yo, going to motherfucking Columbia, yo.
See, like shit, I got to get home. I ain't mad. I was looking at it like, man, if I'd have had one of these bitches when I was working downtown, I might have would have tried
Yeah, I'd
to
have been
ride that
living. You
joint
feel
on.
me?
I might would have tried to get home on that joint on a one night. Hey,
Shit,
don't
shout
let
out to
that
the
work.
plugs that be riding them bitches though, yo.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know what happened. First they had the city bikes and niggas started stealing all of them. Then they
Yeah.
switched to the scooter. Man, I done went in people's house and they had scooters in the house.
Oh wow.
I like the system that they do got though. If you guys don't know, you can make money charging those things. You can get set up on a website. They'll send you the
Mm.
chargers, and what you can do is you get a bunch of them, you recharge them, and you set them in various locations, and they pay you for it. So if you don't know and you want to make some extra money throughout this pandemic and all that stuff, that is something to look into while we're on that subject. They
You just put
absolutely,
me on,
yep, they'll
man.
send you a charger, and then you just get them, you charge them, and you put them back outside.
Damn, Diego listeners, you feel me? That unemployment ain't working out, you feel me?
If you
Go
need
ahead and
something to
do
do,
that. Yeah, my nigga, get up off your asses, Joe. It's always an opportunity
yeah,
to go
it's
ahead and make some
time.
money
It's
somehow,
time.
some way,
Yeah.
bro.
It's time to get that hustler mentality back, man. We got 4 months left. Let's not go into
Hell
this
yeah.
next year with our head down. If like niggas is down and upset, man, it's been a rough fucking year. I'm not mad at you
Yeah.
if you are. We done lost music legends. We done lost sports legends. We done lost every
Civil
legend in
rights
every
legends.
categories, actors, congressmen, everything. You name it. We done lost it. I'm sure relatives, family members.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy, but man, we gotta stay resilient and stay pushing forward. One of the standout tracks on the Big Sean joint I was the Nip joint, yeah. And just to get back to that, just hearing his voice again and stuff like that, yo, and just
It's a surreal feeling,
it
yo.
is, yo, it is, man. It's like
This must be what our OGs, our uncles and older cousins must have felt like when like Pac died and shit, you feel me? And they was still getting like unreleased Pac shit in like early 2000s, late 90s, you feel me?
right.
Like, it's kind of eerie in a way, like it's haunting hearing this man words in a way.
And you like it makes you sit back like from the beginning of his death, what you told yourself you was gonna do and where he at now, hearing him again and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that on every track, it's like, damn, yo, this nigga really gone. Like it's just it's a wild feeling and stuff like that. And not only that, you seen it with Juice World and Pop Smoke, like
Uh,
every generation has that now. Like for Juice World, that same effect. So when they hear a new Juice World song, they like, oh fuck, damn. I remember when he first came out, and then now I remember now. It's like it is no more. Now we just living off of whatever they got on a hard drive somewhere.
Memories don't live like people do, yo.
But with music though, yo, like it's
It's they live forever.
you know
You
what it's
become
like, yo.
immortalized, yo.
Like you ever had like somebody in your life pass away, but you have like a voice memo or something that they sent you, like when they talking,
Oh yeah.
and you just hear their voice again, and you just like, wow.
My my last cell phone when I got out of high school, I had a homie that died like back in like 2012. Like 3 days before he died, he left me a voicemail on the phone for real. And like Every now and then, I still go back and I listen to that shit.
That's why I still wish I had my original phone. I remember literally I think the day before, or if not just hours in between, it wasn't very long, but I remember my aunt, she called me and she left me a message, and I just wish I would have saved it, but it was just something like, man, like I literally was like, okay, I got to call my aunt back, and then literally next day my mom told me she was gone, so it was just like, it's crazy.
Damn.
But I remember just I would listen to the voicemail and it would just be so comforting and reassuring, the message that she left me. And it was just like, man,
See, for me, I definitely feel that shit. Yo, like that the energy that you can get from that shit. You feel me?
right?
And it's weird. Yo, like just energy in a sense. Like the simple fact that that shit can really never be destroyed. Like the small essence of something, a voice, even a picture or something that used to belong to that motherfucker.
You feel
The
that
energy
energy,
that
yeah.
yeah, yo, you just pick that shit up. Yo, like that shit is wild, yo.
I'm weird about that shit too. Like that's like my things or whatever that mean a lot to me. I like it's like enchanted with my energy, almost like my relics.
Hmm. That's why like certain old heads when they die, their cars, you feel me? Them certain cars that be in the garage and shit still got them niggas souls in it.
Yeah, I feel you. That's like certain shoes or certain articles of clothing that people have given to me. It's like I can never part with some of that stuff because it's like
I
somebody
feel
thought
you.
enough to think about me. Like I'm a nigga who still got his original Xbox, like you know what I mean, from 2000, and I still got my original 360.
Mm. I got some Guess overalls from my grandfather before he passed and shit. These was his overalls that he had back in the 80s. These bitches was fresh, yo. And to all my old throwback niggas for real, niggas that know what Guess is, the
The
Guess
vintage,
jeans.
yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly what you
you feel
talking about. It
me?
was a white joint. I wanted one of them white
Yeah,
Guess
the
jumpers.
stonewashed ones too,
Yeah,
with the motherfucking drawstrings and them bitches. He left me them motherfuckers. I never wear them bitches just because I don't want to fuck them up. You feel me? I just keep the motherfuckers just wrapped up and shit.
yeah, man. And like the dope shit about that shit is with the music. A nigga leaving his voice, all type of like his touch, his sound, and
Oh
everything in
yeah,
his music, and it just live forever. I think that's the cool shit about a Pac and everything like that. Like that, just his music resonates so much that it can be played right now. You can cut Pac on right now, and it still speaks to what's going on today. I mean, that's sad, but
Marvin Gaye.
ahead of their time, yeah, everything, stuff like that.
I don't think they were ahead of their time. I think they were just acknowledging the state of what we're in. You feel me?
When this shit
Listen,
all go up, I think they're gonna be looked at as just like just mortars or poet,
prophets.
yeah, just poets of the time. Like just you when you look at
When
artists, just that
when
that's
when
go. I don't
oh
want to
my
talk over you.
fault, but when you look at Pac for real, like what was the shit that Kendrick had on his album when he was talking to Pac at the end of Mortal Man? You feel me? At the end when he was talking to Pac for real, and Pac was going on his spiel about how the ground represents the poor people, and how the poor people are going to come up and then swallow the rich. You feel me? Because the rich is just going to be so fat and lazy. You're advertising this shit. You feel me? When you look at shit like that from Pac, and then when you look at how when you look at today's times and shit, it's basically relating off a lot of shit that this man said, and even past generation artists has said. You feel me? Eventually, other colors is going to pick on. I mean, it's going to pick up on what the fuck is going on. Other races and everything like that, and even motherfuckers who don't even have shit to do or don't want shit to do with black people. They just going to get down with this shit because they recognize the shit that's going on with them in their social economic classes itself. You feel me? So, like in a way, yo, like Pac is a heavy nigga, and I see why like a lot of racists fuck with Pac, yo, because like this nigga really was a prophet.
Machiavelli.
He's yeah, Machiavelli, my nigga. He
It's
here and then he gone. Give you little hints.
It's just it's just like almost like how art works. Is when you start to look at a motherfucking like a painting, almost like just his body of work while he was here, what he did, what he stood for, who that person was. It's just all encapsulated
Mm-hmm.
and frozen. So you like, well, Pac, he was a nigga that stood on something, man. And niggas can't never take that from him. And that's
For
how he
sure.
fell. So you look at him as such a fucking martyr. You look at Nip like the same thing. You know what I mean? Just just pillars in the community that. But it's just it's sad how the community always seems to swallow up their own, yo.
Yeah, in a sense, it kind of goes back to that Boosie discussion. You feel me?
Which one?
The early on when the envy discussion. You feel me? How a
Okay,
nigga could
okay,
just die
okay.
in his own city and shit. You feel me?
Yeah, well, you need to get out of
Cause,
there because like niggas
but
generally
the
hate you,
ironic part of it is, Pac is not even from California. That nigga from New York.
and he
So
stayed
in
here
a
for a little
way,
bit. Shout out
yeah,
Baltimore.
yeah. Shouts out Greenmount.
We
Shouts
gotta
out
take them how
motherfucking
we get them,
West.
man.
Yeah.
York Road.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
But
man.
I think it just goes to the elements. I don't even think it's the environment, it's the elements that you keep. You feel me? Look at Suge. Look at how cutthroat and dirty Suge is. You feel me?
But it's like, you know, the same stuff that they talk about in the community. Like I said, they poets and stuff. So they just speaking on what they went through and what they see and how it operates in that system. Suge just like a product of his environment. Like that's what it you had to be
The
to get to the
machine ate
top. Yeah.
niggas. Yeah. And he was the embodiment of the machine. He was just eating motherfuckers. Pause.
I mean, when you get sometimes you get like not like if you want to talk about the broad spectrum of what it is for humanity and people in itself, that ruthlessness is in all of us, and you know what I mean. Like I think Pac shared that same sentiment. Like you can't always ask somebody for something.
In a sense,
Like
when
you,
it comes to self-preservation,
yeah, like you said, if you knock on the door singing, "Hey man, we hungry. Hey, please, can you give us some food?" You know what I mean. Next thing you know, you kicking in the door and you coming through that motherfucker, and we taking the food.
yeah. But I think what we all lost the message in is that we have to become that way through self-preservation when all else fails. And the thing of it is,
We
it's
shouldn't be.
some
We're not
key.
in that state anymore. We shouldn't be in that state anymore because we live in abundance.
I wouldn't even say because we live in abundance, because you can still go around the corner, you can still see how fucked up the hood is. You can still see how that still affects us. You feel me? You can still see that we in a social economic lower class rate than versus other races and classes. You feel me? You can still see all that shit. But I think, in a sense, the whole thug mentality has been carried over versus the actual revolutionary itself. You feel me?
Inside of
When
what
we look
Pac
at the
was preaching.
duality of Pac, yeah, when we look at the duality of Pac, man, like Pac, the whole spectrum of him. He was an actor, he was a poet, he was a dancer, he was a musician, he was a rapper, he was all these things. You feel me? He was the son of a revolutionary, two revolutionaries. You feel me?
Yeah,
R.I.P. Afeni. You feel me?
and
R.I.P. Matulu Shakur.
an entire movement. That's your core
Yeah,
name.
yeah, that's your core name in itself. You feel me? Like the government hears that name, they want to suppress that name just off of that name itself. You feel me? So when you look at the totality and the human of Pac itself, you're like, and the environment he seeked sheltered in the West Coast with motherfucking Death Row Records and shit. You can see how the persona of the thug life kind of took over, and then it kind of poisoned the later generations. You feel me? Because you can't nobody say Pac is not their favorite rapper or in their favorite rapper category. You feel me?
People can. You know, you got people out there that do say that. We
Yeah,
can't
you
say that.
do, but like when it comes to
Not
like
when you talking
majority of the
about yeah. When you
masses,
talking about people that really and like not I won't say really enjoy music, but music lovers and
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. It's a difference when you really absorb what it means to sit down and play an instrument or just hear a note and put
Yeah,
all of that together is different.
yeah. Now when it comes to the spectrum of Pac, his music side, it's only two sides. You got the revolutionary, and then you got the thug. And the thing of it is, which one gets played more? It's kind of like almost that box that Kendrick is in. Kendrick is more of the revolutionary, not the thug, so you'll never always hear Kendrick. But when that one revolutionary song do pop, you'll get that bitch. Or when that one radio song do pop, you'll get that bitch. You feel me?
I see what you're saying.
Because can't no radio refuse Dead Mama.
Absolutely, can no radio refuse a Jesus Walks or
You
something
feel
like
me?
that. Like it's like this song is, it's one of them.
Yeah.
I totally understand what you're saying. I just wish we had more of it into like in a lot of today's artists where niggas is putting medicine in the Kool-Aid or just wanting to have something to say to invoke thought inside your community or something like that. Like, well, hold on, man. He kind of making sense.
To be honest, man, I think we look to the wrong niggas. Because I
Do
hate
we
to
look
put
to
like
the
certain
wrong niggas
niggas.
or do the wrong
Of
niggas get
course,
promoted?
the wrong niggas get promoted, and that's why we look to them. Because if you got niggas like, I let me use a
Yeah,
prime
don't
example.
point nobody out, yo. Just just say the
Nah,
thing.
because
I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to, because they only draw a good link so niggas can actually get where I'm going with. Because if I like the nigga NLE Chopper, I like him as a personality, as much as a rapper, not really, but as a personality, I like the nigga. But when you got this nigga on Twitter and Instagram talking about, yo, all this shit is fake. This shit is fake. He's not proving no empirical data. Everything he's going off of is with some motherfucking nigga that said off of fucking YouTube that has a lot of plot holes inside his fucking theories, and then coming out saying you gotta open up your chakras and shit like that. Yet niggas is popping pills and shit like that and not meditating. How the fuck can you actually listen to a nigga that only listens to what the fuck niggas only told him about shit? You feel me? It just comes to a bunch of like half truths. It comes through misinformation. You feel me?
I get what you're saying. I see. I can't even speak on this person because I'm not even sure who NLE Chopper is.
He one of the new niggas that's in the double
I'm gonna
XL
have to
shits.
check him out. Sound like I ain't gonna lie. Sound like you got some hits, like some bangers. NLE Chopper. That's a cool little name.
It's a cool name. I thought so too, but the freestyle kind of changed my mind. But
I haven't
like I
watched the
said, I
double
like the
XL
nigga
freestyle.
personality, yo.
I get what you're saying. There's ain't nothing wrong
But
with that now. There's a lot of personality rappers out there now.
see,
People
and
that's like
that's
big.
a problem inside the game in itself, yo. How long
We
can like
can't
your
sit there and talk about Pac for 15 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's where we at though.
I mean, but pop music comes into effect too. Pop music actually speaks with
No.
personality in
I'm not
itself.
saying that. I'm just saying like the conversation we had about Pac was
Okay.
pretty profound, and I feel
Oh,
like
and then how I came out and shit on
no.
NLE.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying for
Okay.
us, like to like I feel like nowadays they don't make that type of music, so the spectrum was so much higher then than it is now. So like, yeah, I understand like niggas being personality rappers because you can pop on Instagram and have a
Hmm.
following and niggas want to see what you make a little snazzy hit or whatever. But it is niggas still capable of what Pac is doing and stuff like that. So I'm not
Oh
mad at
yeah.
them niggas. It's eating. Hey, if it's feeding everybody and everybody's eating, then do what you do. Now what you talking about is a whole different thing. Like if you say he's misspreading misinformation and stuff like that, then yeah, that can be a little. But if he's putting the word out there, maybe somebody will find it and look further into it and stuff like that. It's nothing like that point where
Hopefully.
you hear something from somebody and you're like, man, I want to look into that, and you look into it deeper than what they probably have, and you like, oh no, this person's all wrong. It totally changes your perception of what that person is saying and how you view that person. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Because you sitting there
But
like, oh man, no, he's totally off.
yeah, but it's that kind of look when you hear a gangster rapper that's been talking about killing niggas their whole damn life,
That's what I never
and then
understood. See,
when they come at a different type of rapper, say like a nigga like MF Doom or some shit, say, oh nah, that nigga worship demons. That's a devil rapper. You feel me? Say some corny shit like that, then it's kind of like, wait, what? MF Doom is actually talking about expanding the mind. You feel me? But then you got niggas like who who's a motherfucking who's a nigga that always just talking about dropping off bodies. Just any
Oh,
random rapper
I'm gonna
that
say
just talk about dropping
probably
off
all of
bodies.
them, yo.
Yeah, I was about to say any random rapper nowadays that be talking about dropping off bodies and shit. You get one of these niggas that talking about yo killed 5 niggas and I put this on God's name. You feel me? They can say stupid shit like that. And they had a cross behind them and shit like that. It's just it's the hypocrisy and all when it comes to hip hop. You feel me? I think niggas is just not really ready to address. But also the diet that niggas actually consumes mentally.
Well, I mean, listen,
I mean,
man.
because none of these niggas is really reading.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've been falling off of my reading. That's a part of life. But
I mean, but we average everyday folk in a sense. You feel me? It's nothing for us to read, but in a sense, for a musician, it's important for a musician to read. You always gotta expand your mind.
that's the thing. I don't think we to go back to the pot conversation, the revolutionary and the gangster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Ah, damn it! I had the point. I totally kind of slipped out, but I
It'll
don't
come up.
think those people are in it for the sense to like be a revolutionary. You see what I'm saying? I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
that's
it's
what they
all
want to do.
inside the thug motive. Yeah, and that's why I was getting to the whole element of how the shit overcame shit like for the gangster rap persona. Because once he was with Death Row, there was no more of the revolutionary side. So all we really, a lot of us later in the years only got to know the thug side of Pac,
The
and that was the side
adolescence.
that yeah, and then that was what was mainly pushed towards us, and that was mainly what was fed towards us.
We had a bunch of other topics, but man, we went down a rabbit hole. Such a good
Yeah, we
conversation
really
with
did.
Pac. I ain't mad at it. I'm really not mad at it. I feel like this is great content. Like man, like that's we had a good conversation. We about 40 minutes in. I really honestly
Mm.
didn't mean for this to go that long, but we gonna go ahead and close it down. If you haven't went back and listened to those episodes, where hip hop went wrong, gaming saved my life. The tuning exam is still open. That instant cash prize is still out there. I heard people have been hitting me saying it is a hard challenge, so that's what's up. So whoever gets it is still live, still live. We still doing a giveaway. So if you haven't had a chance to go back and listen to those 2 episodes, like I said, where hip hop went wrong and gaming saved my life, and count those lighter flicks. It isn't an obsessive amount, but if you could do that, combine those two and give me the number, drop it down in the Discord, I believe. All the links and stuff like that. I might just have you guys drop it down in the comment section on YouTube too. You can do that as well, I guess. But the first person there, hit us up in the Discord. Give me your Cash App and all that stuff like that. We're going to get you your money, man. We're going to pay y'all. Tuning exams,
For
man. You
sure,
got
for
to
sure,
tune
for
in. You got to
sure.
find out what's going on. And like I said, man, we got some dope merchandise, some dope ass prizes, shit you not going to get anywhere from any other podcast. We changing the scape, man. We changing the landscape. And Tone still has that 14-day game pass. If you do want to see what that's like, you gotta tune into our game episodes and all that stuff that we'll be dropping, schedule all that stuff, and the links. And I think we good. Tone, let's go ahead and get out of here, man. Close us out, bro.
Closing statements. Shit. R.I.P. King Nip. R.I.P. King Pac. You feel me? R.I.P. to all the Shakurs, everything like that. You feel me? Flowers to Nip's family and shit like that. R.I.P. King Juice. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. R.I.P. Motherfucking
Chadwick
Triple
Boseman,
X. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman,
Kobe, all the
man.
legends,
Kobe,
man.
all everybody, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to all the legends, bro. Like
Ahmad
on some real
Ashbury,
shit. Amon
George
Ashbury,
Floyd.
everybody.
Yeah.
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, my nigga. You feel me? Strength and motherfucking condolences to motherfucking what is it, Jacob? I forgot the homie last name. But homie, they got struck 7 times in the back, you feel me, for just motherfucking checking on his kids, you feel me? You feel me? Prayers and strengths out to him and his family, you feel me? All this shit, man. This shit is real out here, bro. If you out here protesting, please, please. This is Tone asking y'all niggas, yo. Go out there with y'all straps, yo. These
Oh
motherfuckers
my
is anti.
goodness.
No, because on some real shit, I'm concerned about human life at this point. You feel me? And I'm about this revolutionary shit and this political shit. And I'm urging all my beautiful black people, yo. I'm not telling y'all niggas to pop on niggas, but I'm telling y'all niggas, yo,
Protect
these
yourself.
motherfuckers protect yourselves, yo, because these motherfuckers is out here These motherfuckers is strapped. And the thing of it is, these motherfuckers ain't gonna flex unless they see y'all with y'all shit. You feel me? All it is to it. It's a reason why certain states are low carry, like low violent states, because everybody carrying a fucking blicky. You feel me?
How you have your stats there.
Yeah, yo. Freedom of speech goes right hand with motherfucking the right to bear arms.
And on that note,
That's my closing statement.
we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Make sure y'all guys tune into the gaming episode that will be dropping later this week. And like I said, once you guys do figure out that tuning exam, we will announce the winner so you guys can stop trying if you are still trying to count those lighter flicks. And we will announce the winner, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys are tuning in. And don't forget Afterthoughts this Friday. We got a great one coming for you guys.